Ever had a spat with a friend and wished you could just snap your fingers and resolve it? We've all been there, haven't we? But here's the thing about conflicts. They're as inevitable as the sun rising each day. Whether it's a minor disagreement over pizza toppings or a major clash of values, conflicts are a part and parcel of any relationship, friendships included. Now I know what you're thinking. Conflicts in friendships? That's a bit of a downer, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, it's not. In fact, it's the most natural thing. We're all unique individuals with our own thoughts, ideas, and perspectives. So, it's only natural that we're going to butt heads every now and then. But here's the silver lining. Conflicts aren't always a bad thing. If handled correctly, they can lead to growth, both personal and interpersonal. They can help us understand our friends better, learn more about ourselves, and even strengthen our bonds. The key is to view conflicts not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to grow, to understand. Every disagreement is a chance to delve deeper into the complexities of human nature, and to navigate the labyrinth of our emotions. It's like a complex puzzle that, once solved, reveals a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us. So the next time you find yourself in a conflict with a friend, don't shy away, don't try to sweep it under the rug or pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, face it head on. Embrace the discomfort, the awkwardness, the tension, because it's through these conflicts that we truly understand the depth of our friendships. Think of conflicts like a refiner's fire. They may be hot and uncomfortable, but they have the power to purify, to cleanse, to strengthen. They can turn a lump of coal into a diamond, a caterpillar into a butterfly, a simple friendship into a bond that can withstand the tests of time. So remember, it's not about avoiding conflicts, but knowing how to handle them. Because it's through these challenges that we truly grow and evolve, both as individuals and as friends. The first step to resolution? Acknowledge there's a problem. That's right. It may seem obvious, but recognition is the cornerstone of any conflict resolution. You see, when we're knee-deep in a disagreement, it's easy to lose sight of what's truly at stake. We might get caught up in the heat of the moment, our pride or our emotions, and completely miss the actual issue at hand. It's important to take a step back, breathe, and identify the real problem. Is it a clash of opinions, a misunderstanding, or perhaps a hurtful remark that was blown out of proportion? Being able to pinpoint exactly what is causing the conflict will help you approach it with clarity and purpose. But why is recognizing the problem so crucial, you ask? Well, think of it like navigating a maze. You can't find your way out if you don't even know you're stuck in one, right? Similarly, acknowledging the conflict is like admitting, hey, I'm in a maze and I need to find a way out. It's the first step towards finding a solution. Ignoring the problem, on the other hand, is like putting a band-aid on a deep wound. Sure, it might hide it for a while, but it doesn't address the root cause. The wound will fester, the band-aid will peel off, and the problem will resurface, often more severe than before. It's a vicious cycle that can lead to escalation and cause more harm than good. Furthermore, ignoring the problem doesn't just affect you, but also the other person involved. It could lead to resentment, frustration, and a strain on your friendship. So it's important to acknowledge the conflict, not just for your sake, but for the health and longevity of your friendship. In conclusion, recognizing and acknowledging the problem is the first, and perhaps the most crucial step towards resolving conflicts. It sets the stage for open communication, understanding, and ultimately resolution. So don't shy away from the issue. Address it, because that's where resolution begins. Scene script. Once you've acknowledged the conflict, it's time to talk it out. Let's delve into the heart of the matter. Open, honest, and respectful communication. Now, this might sound like a no-brainer, but it's surprising how often we stumble on this step. You see, it's not just about speaking your mind, but it's about doing so in a way that promotes understanding, not hostility. Imagine you're on a stage, spotlight on you with your friend in the audience. You're not there to perform or convince, but to express, to share your feelings, your perspective. This is where the magic of I statements come into play. Instead of saying, you always ignore me, try, I feel ignored when you don't respond to my messages. By doing this, you're expressing your feelings without blaming or accusing the other person. I statements are like opening a window to your feelings, allowing the other person a glimpse into your world. They prevent the conversation from turning into a blame game and instead paves the way for empathy and understanding. They can be the key to turning a heated argument into a meaningful conversation. Remember, communication is a two-way street. As much as you express, it's equally important to listen. Listening, truly listening, means giving your undivided attention, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It's about understanding the other person's perspective, their feelings, their world. It's about showing respect for their thoughts and feelings, even when you don't necessarily agree with them. Be patient, be respectful, be open, and most importantly, be honest. Honesty is the best policy, they say, and it holds true even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's difficult. Because at the end of the day, your friend deserves your honesty, and so do you. And here's something crucial to remember. Communication is not a battlefield. It's not about winning or losing, but about understanding, about empathy, about growing together. Remember, it's not about winning an argument, but understanding each other's point of view. Now, this might be tough, but it's crucial. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This principle is a cornerstone of conflict resolution. It's all about flipping the script from focusing on our own needs and wants to truly comprehending the other person's viewpoint. You see, in the heat of the moment, it's natural to want to express our feelings, to let the other person know where we stand. But often, this can escalate the situation. Instead, let's take a moment to step into their shoes. This is where active listening comes into play. Active listening isn't about sitting quietly while the other person talks. It's about really hearing what they're saying, engaging with their viewpoints, and showing them that you're invested in understanding their feelings. This means using affirming body language, asking clarifying questions, and summarizing what they've said to ensure you've understood correctly. By doing this, you're not just resolving the conflict at hand, but you're also strengthening your friendship. You're showing your friend that their feelings are important to you, that you're willing to put aside your own feelings to truly understand theirs. This can lead to better solutions that satisfy both parties, solutions that you might not have found if you were focused solely on getting your point across. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say, far from it. It's about recognizing their right to their feelings and opinions, just as you want your feelings and opinions to be recognized. It's about creating a space where both of you can express yourselves openly and honestly without fear of judgment or dismissal. Remember, true understanding is a two-way street. It's not just about them understanding you, but you understanding them. It's about empathy, patience, and respect. It's about creating a foundation of mutual understanding that can help you navigate not just this conflict, but any future conflicts that might arise. Active listening doesn't mean you agree, but it shows you respect their feelings and opinions. This is the heart of seeking to understand, then to be understood. This is the key to resolving conflicts and building stronger friendships. Finally, it's time to find a resolution and rebuild the relationship. At this stage, the goal is to collaboratively discover a solution that satisfies both parties. This step is not about winning or losing, but about finding a common ground where both parties feel heard and valued. Imagine a situation where two friends have a disagreement about a shared responsibility. They've acknowledged the problem, communicated openly, and tried to understand each other's perspective. Now, they must find a resolution. This could mean dividing the responsibility evenly, or perhaps one friend taking on the task this time and the other the next. Remember, compromise is key. It's about finding a solution that, while maybe not perfect, is acceptable to both parties. This may require some give and take, but it's worth it to preserve the friendship. Now let's talk about forgiveness. It's an essential part of resolving conflicts and rebuilding relationships. Holding on to grudges or past hurts only serves to poison the friendship. So let go of the need to be right all the time. Apologize if you were wrong, and forgive your friend if they were. It's not always easy, but it's necessary for the health of your friendship. Moving forward is the next step. This means not bringing up the conflict in future disagreements, not holding it over the other person's head, and not letting it affect your relationship going forward. It's about learning from the experience and using it to strengthen your bond. You see, resolving conflicts can actually lead to stronger friendships. It's an opportunity to learn more about your friend, to understand their perspective, and to grow as a person. It's about turning a negative situation into a positive one, and coming out of it with a deeper understanding and appreciation for each other. Conflicts in friendships aren't fun, but with the right approach, they can be a catalyst for growth and deeper understanding. So, let's quickly recap what we've discussed today. We started off by acknowledging the inevitability of conflicts. It's a natural part of any relationship, including friendships. The important thing is not to avoid it, but to face it head-on. Next, we emphasize the importance of open, honest communication. It's crucial to express how you feel without blaming or criticizing the other person. Remember, it's not about pointing fingers, but about expressing your feelings. We also talked about the power of active listening. Before you seek to be understood, make sure to understand the other person's perspective. This is not about agreeing with them, but about respecting their feelings and viewpoints. Then we moved on to finding a resolution. It's not about who's right or wrong, but about finding a common ground. Finally, we discussed the importance of rebuilding the relationship. It's about learning from the conflict and using it to strengthen your friendship. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to preserve a friendship. Here's to stronger.